everyone, this is the video presentation from Group 6, and here we would like to explain about communicators and address you in the advertising stage. Before we start our presentations, we would like to introduce ourselves. The first, my name is Dina Reftiani, and the second is Dellawati Imelda Hoko, and the last is Barkah Fajar. The first material will be delivered by myself. Relevance. What is relevance theory? According to Fajar and Wilson, in relevance theory terms, a text is relevant to an individual only when its processing in context of available assumptions yields a positive cognitive effect. And the next is principle of relevance. According to Fajar and Wilson, principle of relevance divided in two. First is human cognition tends to be geared to maximization of relevance. It means that cognitive resources tend to be geared to allocated to the processing of the most relevant inputs available, whether from internal or external sources. And the second is every act of authenticity communicates a presumption of its own optimal relevance. By authentic communication, they mean an act that manifests its intention and draws attention to what is relevant, like does it solve their problem or does it fulfill their needs, and many more. Relevance increases to the extent that the information conveyed by the communication has an impact on the cognitive environment of addressee. And the next is level 5 relevance. Level 5 relevance involves shifting from thinking about programs that positively impact society and the environment as things to do, responsibilities to fulfill, books to check up, to pursuing them as ways to achieve greater relevance. And the first is level 1. Level 1 is industry. Companies should support the issues and the platforms of their industries. And the second is community. Companies need to support them local communities. And the third is target, meaning social efforts should resonate with the company's target audience. And the next is brand, aligning your social efforts with our brand identity and competitive positioning. The objective here is to reinforce your brand message and increase your differentiation, all the while advancing your social relevance. And the last is values. The last is about aligning and integrating your business with social values. That's all for me, and the next material will be delivered by Dellawati Imelda Hoko.
Hello, I'm Dellawati Imelda Hoko. In this change, I will be continue the material. So, the next material is about the act of communication in advertising. The act of communication in advertising is verbal communication that happen between communicator to the audience. The act of communication like pointing and then from gestures. And then in the act of communication for advertising has tight relation with intention. So there are two kinds of intention in the act of communication for advertising. The first one is the informative intention. In the informative intention, the speakers is to inform the audience about something, but The second one is the communicative intention. In the communicative intention, the speakers is made the audience realize about the informative communication itself. Okay, after about the act of communication and then the kinds of that, there are the informative intention and the communicative intention. Now I will deliver about the difference among them. So the first difference is in the informative intention. The speakers talk about the message. The speakers talk about the information, about content. So in the informative intention is about information, about message, and then about content. But in the other side, in the communicative intention, the speakers focus on purpose of that content. So the speakers will make the audience realize what is the meaning of that information, what is the meaning of that content, what is the purpose, until the audience realize the purpose of that content, like that. Okay, and now for getting more your understanding about the informative and communicative intention, let's see this example advertisement carefully.
Kemerdekaan Indonesia.
Samsu, cita rasa legendaris.
After you are watching that advertisement, can you get point what is the informative intention in that advertisement, or can you find what is the communicative intention in that advertisement? The first, if you realize in that advertisement there is a history, that is one of the features, the informative intention. The advertisement contain about story about history, one of brother. And then, so the informative intention in that advertisement is to inform to audience about the history of Ji Samsu product, to inform to the audience that Ji Samsu has been there in Indonesia since 1913 until now. So like that. And then what is the communicative intention in that advertisement? So remember, the communicative intention is about the purpose of the content, and the content is about the history of Ji Samsu product. So we can get the communicative intention is to show to the audience that Ji Samsu product from years by years, Ji Samsu product has same taste, and then to show about the changeable about packaging. So can you get the point? So that is about the informative and communicative intention in Ji Samsu advertisement. And now the last material from me is about a pictorial metaphor in advertising based on relevance theory. Pictorial metaphor is same like visual art. Of course, in advertising often uses pictorial metaphor. In a pictorial metaphor, based on relevance theory, has relation with communicator and addressee. When the communicator can deliver the meaning of that pictorial art, and the audience can be understood of that is mean happen a mutual communication between them, and then until there is strong and weak communication from a pictorial metaphor, when the audience can be understood what is the meaning of that pictorial metaphor in that advertising, that is strong and strong communication. And when the audience cannot be understood what is the meaning of that pictorial art of that advertising, that is the result of the failure of a pictorial of using pictorial metaphor in advertising. So let's to see for the example of advertising that using a pictorial metaphor or visual art in that advertisement.
Iklan Pop Mie. Ini janji pedasnya. Popi pedas lele goreng dan popi pedas doer kuah. Tuang 1/4,5. Pedas cantik. Tuang 1/2,6. Pedas nyaman. Tuang 3/4,7. Pedas lagi. Pedas yang gurih asoy CABE LOEBOK.
Tuang full.
Popi pedas lele goreng dan doer kuah. Janji pedasnya. Berani ketagihan?
Lagi dong.
And after you are watching that advertisement, can you get the point? What is the visual art that is used of that advertisement? So if you realize there is a visual art of fire and the thunderclap. So that is Pop Mie advertisement. So in that advertisement contain the fire and thunderclap visual art. So that is mean that poppy is spicy food, and then that product or pop me has high level of spicy taste, right? So that is mean that communicator of advertisement especially success to make me understand what is the mean of that visual art of fire and thunderclap. So that's all from me, and the next material will be delivered by Communicator. So thank you.
There are four dichotomy between strong communication and weak communication. The first one is non-compression in time. Advertiser and audience are not simultaneously present, and the others cannot directly respond. Second one is number of communicators involved. A composite communicator address a substantial audience that is moreover regular and unknown, although this audience can theoretically be narrowed down to the advertiser target group. The third one is multimedia character of advertisement. The kind of advertisement examined in the present study usually feature a mixture of verbal and pictorial information. And the last one is ambiguity of textual part of advertisement. An advertisement contains implicit information as well as yielding explicators. So, the audience will be surprised when they watch the advertisement board. If you have any questions about this material, please leave comment below. Thank you for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.